Like, now we have hardcore proof that you are living in our home. Like, I don't really like that, but I'm gonna drink it. What's up, y'all? My name is Taylor. If this is your first time here, welcome. Today we are going to get into a get ready with me / story time. We are getting ready to what? Go to bed. No, seriously, there are some products that I've been meaning to show you guys. Obviously, my skin is not the best, but it has had some major improvements. And I just want to take time to show you guys what I do with my skin. I suffer from adult acne. It is a constant battle, but we're making the most of it, you know. And what we can't make the most of, we're just going to be delusional about it. And that's just that on that. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm not going to spend too much time on the products. It's more so focused on the story time, but I am going to list everything down below. Anything that I can't find, I'm going to try to put you onto something similar. So first things first, I did already wash my face. We're starting off with a fresh, clean face. It's actually getting a little dry since I've washed it, but I did use the Ixora goat milk facial cleanser. I got it from, her name is Francesca from the Friend Zone. Let me know down below if you watched that, también. But she put us on. I like to have very moisturized skin. My skin goes on the more dry to normal side of things, so I just want to make sure that I am protecting my skin barrier as best as I can. So it's a really nice gentle cleanser. It helps a lot with like if you have breakouts, like if you need some calming. That's the whole point of goat's milk. And so I'm breaking out here. Here I have healed from my breakouts, but I just think it's time for my skin to, you know, be a little more moisturized than what it has been. All right, y'all, and next up we're going in with some rose water. It's always good to start off with damp skin. I always thought it would be better for it to be like dry skin, but a lot of estheticians have said no, the way that products sink better into your skin is when your face is like damp. So went in with some organic rose water, and now we're going to get started with this story. So y'all, this story is crazy. Like, sometimes I look back and I'm like, did that really happen? And yes, it did. So I'm going to tell you the story of when we had somebody living in the house and we didn't even know it. Let's get into it. So when I was in college, I lived with 3 other women. We lived in this big house, and it was centric to where we needed to go, is what I'm trying to say. So essentially, I went to pharmacy school. It was down the street, and then everybody else who went to the university, theirs was in a different direction, but it was within walking distance. Nobody had to worry about parking, yada yada yada. So we lived in this house. Mind you, I lived in it the longest, like a total of 3-4 years. Crazy. Rent was super affordable. So yeah, so it was just us and a homegirls, you know what I'm saying? I'm using my Curology. This bottle I've used up, so like the label looks a mess, but yes, this is my treatment. I try to use this every day. So anyways, we're all living together, and at this particular time, this is probably year 2. I'm saying it's year 2 because the same roommates I started out with were not present during this point in time. So this is how the house is set up, okay? The house is set up with 2 bedrooms on the main floor. You have to walk up the steps, 2 bedrooms on the main floor, and then you walk up 2 flights of stairs, and there's 2 more bedrooms upstairs, as well as washer and dryer and a full bathroom, okay? This is all gonna make sense in a second. So we all have friends, you know. We all just like came and left when we wanted to. We really didn't have any restrictions on who can come over, how long they could stay over. It was literally a free-for-all in this house. So me and my girlfriends, we had a friend when we first started school. This is before we all lived together. And let's say his name is Quentin. Okay, we befriended Quentin when we were freshmen. And when we were freshmen, I don't even think he was still going to school. Or maybe he was going part-time. I don't know. But I do know that he is very much older than us. Probably like 5 to 8 years older than us. We might as well say 10, right? About 10 years older than us. So this man befriends us, and you know, it's all good because at the time I'm using the Exora goat milk moisturizer next. At the time we you know, we wanted places to go, we wanted to get around. He had a car, so we wanted to use his car. He had access. He seemed like a cool dude, you know, somebody to kick it with, and so we did. So fast forward, you know, we hung out with him sometimes he would take us places, to parties, wherever. Fast forward to when we lived in this house, second year in this house. Okay, so at this point he would still come over periodically, whatever. We hang out with like so many people knew where we lived. It was actually kind of crazy how we used to live, but child, that's just how we used to live, you know. We were just kicking it. So this is what happened. I remember me and my roommates at the time, I feel like there was like some kind of tension. Like I wasn't really talking to them all like that during that time. Or maybe I was just really busy. I was in pharmacy school at the time. So everybody else had work or class during the day, as did I, but I had like a break in the middle of the day. So I remember coming home on my break, probably to eat lunch, to do something, to kick it, whatever. And when I go up the stairs on the main floor, I hear something like, wait a minute, I thought nobody was home. So like, what's going on? So I go up the stairs, right? Why is Quentin, that's his name in the story, right? Why is Quentin washing his clothes? First of all, you using our laundry detergent, our little fabric sheets. Who knows? I probably had a little shake there. Why are you doing that? Like, who gave you permission to do that? Mind you, at this time, I'm very bold. I'm very confrontational. I can be that way now, but not as much. Like, I definitely think before I speak now. But I'm sure I said something fly off at the mouth. Like, what are you doing here? Who told you could be here? I might have played it cool. I really don't remember. But I know I was pissed off. Because why are you in the house and nobody else is in the mother house? So I asked him. I'm not really sure if I got like a real answer out of him. So I went straight to text my roommates. Like, hey, Quentin's here washing his clothes. Like, which one of y'all told him that he can come in? And how did he get in the house? Like, how did he get in the house? The door was supposed to be locked. Mind you, was the door always locked? No, we lived life so reckless. It's ridiculous. It's honestly disgusting how we used to live. Next up, I'm gonna put y'all on real quick. I said I wasn't gonna get too much into the products, but I have to tell y'all, this Sephora enzymes and kombucha, if you want your dark spots gone, it's a targeted dark spot treatment. You could use it evening and in the morning. I choose to just use it in the evening, and I don't use it all the time. But when I say you visibly notice a difference within hours, like I'll put this on, I'll wake up in the morning, I could definitely tell a difference. I would have so much more scarring if it wasn't for this product. Like, hyperpigmentation girlies, run. I'm almost out and I need to get some more, like, for real. So I hit up the group chat, and I right now don't remember who said they let them in, but I just know it was suspicious and I was pissed off. Like, pissed off. Any other time I'm cool, but like, somebody else is normally home. Don't just be home in my house where I pay rent, where we paid for the detergent. You're not kicking in on none of this. Fast forward to like maybe a couple weeks later, I remember walking outside, and mind you, you could get to, we had like a basement, like a bottom cellar at the bottom of the house, right? And you can get to it from inside the house, but I never noticed that you can get to it from the outside. Neither None of my roommates did. Like, we kept stuff down there, but it was strictly for storage. And mind you, we had been living there for years. We barely went down there. The door was supposed to be locked, but you know, house full of irresponsible women, sometimes it was locked, sometimes it wasn't. So we see how you can get to the bottom through the outside. It looked like one of those doors, you know, like when it's a tornado and people need to hurry up and get inside. So they like open the cellar doors, they get inside, and then they close it from the inside and shut it. It looked like that. It had doors like this. And it was right by our driveway. So we noticed like you could just easily get into the house from that. And then there are steps walking down towards it. Now, this next part of the story, I had to ask for help from one of my roommates, and we will call her Kelsey. So apparently Kelsey and another one of my roommates went down there and saw that he had what looked like, mind you, I remember going down there too, like, what's tea? But they went down there and they saw what looked like his belongings and a mother pallet. Baby, the plot thickens. Like, now we have hardcore proof that you are living, or at least resting in our home. Like, sir, BFFR, be fucking for real. So we see this, and I don't know. I don't know how we got it out. I honestly don't remember. I feel like somebody else had to have a conversation with him, because if I were to be the one to do it, it would have been all types of this, that, and it would have just been so unnecessary, you know, so unnecessary. Next, I'm going in with quadruple hyaluronic acid serum for my skin. So, so they see that. Not only that, they see footprints. It's dusty as hell down there because we're barely down there, right? We might keep like a Christmas tree that we bought from Goodwill down there. That might have been the extent. Maybe some coats, maybe some out of season items, but like only a couple of us use that space, and we maybe went down there like twice a year, and I'm not even kidding, like twice a year. So not only did they find his stuff down there were footprints. Sir, so you are living in the basement, your whole living in the basement, and he was welcome to come to our house just like so many people were just in our freaking house. But like, did you even ask? Like, and what's really going on? Like, he was the type of guy who, he was always around, always out, but you never really heard of him having like a real job. He was at one point in time supposed to take over his family business. Not really sure what happened to that. He was supposed to do it after he finished school, but then he never finished school. So we were all like kind of confused, but you know, in college, you just kind of accepted things for what they were. Like, okay, well, this is who this person is, and we just gonna rock with it anyway, which sounds really crazy, and it was really crazy. So somebody had to confront him, because eventually his stuff was out of there. And I do remember that we had to start locking the door that went from the cellar to the inside of the house, because that day I feel as though nobody let him in. Either somebody left that front door unlocked, which people did all the time, or he was down there in that cellar and came up to do what he needed to do. That is so creepy. That's so freaking creepy. Next, I'm going in with this different gel. I don't do this all the time, but when I need to like skin cycle or whatever, when I need extra treatment, I'll add this. Okay, just like a little bit, because this will make your, it's a version of Red and A. It'll make your skin so sensitive and dry. So then I hit up my other friend, who she thinks that somebody knew he was living there. No, we didn't. Because you would have had to kick in on rent. Are you kidding me? 4 broke girls, you're gonna have to kick in on something. Last step, we're going to add this lip balm butter from Trader Joe's. You guys, it is so good. Like, walk. It's not an option. You need to run and get this. And it gives your lips a little shine. It smells delicious. Delightful, like a light vanilla scent. And I lied. Last step is adding some facial oil. This is some facial serum from Cold Label. I've had it for a while. I don't know. I need to get some use out of it to lock in the moisture. After that, like, we were all like really pissed. Like, I can't believe this. I can't believe he's a bum. And not only are you a bum, you just like are couch surfing, but you still trying to do all of these things. Like, you need to really take heed. Like, take care of you. Why are you doing this? Fast forward, like, we're not really talking to dude no more. I'm not, at least. I'm not sure if everybody else is, because me, one thing I would do is hold a grudge, at least for a little bit. So we not about to just be cool after I found out that you were living in the house. Few months go by, okay? And one of my roommates, or she was one of my old roommates, we started at the house together. Let's call her Chelsea. Chelsea and one of my other girlfriends live together. They live on like another side of town. So, but it wasn't like far away. Whatever. Chelsea and one of my other good girlfriends live together, right? So we kick it a lot and we super cool. So I'm over their house and I'm telling them what happened. Like, can you believe Quentin was really living in the house and like really tried to deny it? I remember, like, as I'm telling you guys, things are coming back into play. You have to realize, like, this story is about 10 years old. So like the memories have been stuck in the back of my head. So like they're slowly starting to come back to the surface. So I remember him denying it. I remember him acting like it was no big deal. But I was like, y'all, can y'all believe this? And my girlfriend Chelsea was like, oh, well, you wouldn't believe this. This nigga had mail getting sent to the house. He was over their house so much. Uninvited, mind you, like uninvited. My one friend said when he would come over to like kick it, because he was like a party type of dude. When he came over, drinking, smoking, whatever, kicking it. Okay. But when he would come over, she would go in her room. Like, she's had enough of this man. You had your mailing address sent to these ladies' house? Like, does anybody else think that is wild? I think that is absolutely freaking bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. He was basically living on their couch, is what I was told. So, and it's so funny that we would just let stuff ride. Let stuff just be the way it needed to be back then. Isn't that wild? And what's crazy is Quentin was the type, like, we weren't the first group of freshmen that Quentin would befriend, hang out with, and spend time with, okay? And it was never on no creepy stuff. Like, he never tried nothing that I recall with nobody. Like, he might have showed a little interest to somebody, but he never pushed himself up on you, nothing like that. So it wasn't creepy in that regard, but just creepy like, why do you want to hang out with people who are so much younger than you? You know what I'm saying? He hung out with the class in front of us, several classes behind us. Like, this was a recurring thing. Red flag number 1. Red flag number 2, you're home when I'm not home. That is majorly disturbing. Okay. Red flag number 3, everybody has a story about you. And red flag number 4, you don't ever do what you say you're gonna do. It's like, still to this day, I'm wondering, like, y'all, like, let me know down below what you would do if you come home and you see a man in your house doing laundry. Let me know what you would do if you saw a couch surfer's name, okay, on some mail being sent to your home. Let me know. So I just wanted to share like a crazy college story. I got many more where that came from, many more. But if you want to know more, if you want to see something, let me know down below. I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed like reliving it and thinking about how crazy we are. But I'll talk to y'all soon. I love y'all so much. Bye.